every day you see yourself fail. Sometimes you see your teams fail.
When you're selling outside of India, you really have to be very wary of the fact what audience exactly need.
And I think the same trend is coming in India as well. When you don't come from business family, your risk appetite is not of greatest level.
The international business in itself is a cycle.
आप इंडिया में अगर देखोगे तो एक ये सदर बाजार है दिल्ली में. There are no women washrooms there.
Yeah.
I mean, business doesn't happen like that. Ecosystem in India has to come.
Entrepreneurship, it is basically turning ideas into reality.
What you call as repeat purchase could be a challenge.
What is that one advice would you give to these young entrepreneurs who really wanted to have that kick in their mind कि मुझे कुछ शुरू करना है?
Business is very simple.
Welcome to the Collaborative Canvas podcast, where we bring together entrepreneurs, change makers, and these people who are shaping the industry with certain purpose. Today, I'm joined by Priya Tyagi, founder of Tide Ribbons, a global home decor brand built on the belief that relationships are priceless. From leading changes as a student to creating TR ideas, a non-profit empowering entrepreneurial solutions, Priya's journey is all about blending business success with social impact. Priya, welcome to the show.
Thank
you. We really wanted to understand first where this idea of TR came along.
Okay, so Tide Ribbons started way back in 2014. We started with retail stores, and the primary reason was, to have gifts that were just not expensive as Archie's. So I recently got married, and there's this time when you want to give gifts and a lot of those things. So I myself realized Archie's was expensive when I was in school, and so was it when I was around my 25, when I was 25, 26. And I really felt that if you want to give somebody a lot of gifts, need not necessarily be to one person, but to multiple people, and you want to promote this culture of give and take of gifts, they have to be slightly reasonable. That is when we started this brand called Tide Ribbons, and we started with a range of, personalized giftings. And so we had one store in Ghaziabad, one in Noida, and one in Chandigarh. And all three stores within a year were profitable. So that ways it went off pretty well. Then in 2015 around, e-commerce came to India. So it was when Amazon, Flipkart, they started. I think I knew that I felt that this is the right time to start online. And again, in around a year and a half, we were getting around 80 orders per day, which was, according to Amazon, was a good start. I don't know.
अच्छा, ये Amazon से आ रहे थे?
Yeah, it started once Amazon.
And this was all going through the stores? क्या आपने कहीं warehouse लिया हुआ था?
So we had rented a space in Noida, Sector 63, and we started shipping some to our retail stores, and the other would go directly to the Amazon clients. And it was then because we were also new, and so was Amazon India. They were also new. So it used to be like Amazon team who were establishing Amazon in India. They would come, and then we would discuss how we can promote business, what Indian client need. I think fortunately for us, one of the, I think by God's grace, we started Tide Ribbons, on the influx of e-commerce coming to India. So we had latest updates on what customer wants, because we had our retail stores. And since the retail stores were getting good traction and all, we knew that somewhere we were at the right position. And same thing we replicated in Amazon. And since we were from this gifting industry, we had that knowledge, okay, this is Mother's Day. So way back in 2015, 16, people would not know much about Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Correct.
I mean, they have come up over a period of time.
Except 14 Feb, nobody know anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, 14 Feb was any which ways they're popular then. So I think, so Amazon people were as new as we. So we had worked, very much in consonance with each other, like what Indian people would need, what should go. And I think that is what helped us and Amazon both to, come up with a brand that people loved. And since I think 2016, there have been no looking back. So that was the Indian story. And Around COVID times, we started with our international business, and it has again shown considerable improvements year on year. So I think that is right now we are around 15 plus countries. So the same elements of understanding the customer, we try to replicate it across the world, and it has worked, so far for us. So,
Yeah, I wanted to learn more from that fact
Yeah.
that there's a certain mindset when it comes to selling it in India, but there's a different mindset altogether when you sell outside of India.
Yeah.
And you're predominantly a international home decor brand at this point of time, और आपकी जो strong foundation है, that comes from the fact that you understand the relationship and you know exactly what message needs to go out.
Exactly.
How did you differentiate it between both those two geographies? Because selling in India is different than selling in
Okay,
international.
I tell you, if you look at it like that, a lot of things that work in US, they don't work in UK.
Okay.
So different geographies, of course, they have their local traditions and local dominance of particular things. Like a lot of things that are working in UAE, like that gold and white, more of those colors, they don't work in UK. So
Correct.
it's absolute no.
Exactly.
So I think when we started international, gradually we started with US, then UK. And at that time, we had a particular research team of 3 and 4 people who would just try and understand this culture, this, penchant for particular things in any geography areas. And this has helped us a lot because the failure rate of any product has been considerably reduced, I must say.
Okay.
If you just understand like how this country has come up, what are their traditions, what are their cultures. So if you do that study, that homework well, I think it always helps. It minimizes your chances of, failure. That's one thing. I think that helped us a lot. And of course, even now, there is an AI in place that does this. So this thing has worked in this country. It has not worked in there. So it keeps on building up. And then we try to, follow those trends. That's the AI part of it. Apart from them, again, there is a lot of research that goes, we do it and we get it done outside, which is primarily looking at how this country is, evolving. Like if you see UAE, the MENA countries, they have MENA area, they have gone tremendous change.
I mean, Dubai is different than Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Qatar.
Dubai is different than Qatar.
Then it is different than Bahrain.
And all of them are trying to make themselves global. I mean, earlier it used to be, very traditional closed doors sort of a thing. But they are actually opening their, doors to make it and to actually give it a feel of very, very, cosmopolitan place.
Correct.
So I think if you really study the countries, you will get to understand what is going to pick up. I mean, you get a fairly good idea.
And I'm sure
what's going to
that
work.
that in-depth research has actually helped you.
Yes.
So did you picked up all the countries that far? Because you said, you went to US first, then UK. उसके बाद फिर आपने और countries उठाई होंगी. So it needs a lot of research. And then you come from whenever I studied about Priya Tyagi, I got to know कि वहाँ पे एक social impact का element हमेशा रहा है.
Yeah, I mean, we were into gifting and we introduced this home decor range simply to revive the Indian, our artisans and their handicrafts. I mean,
You're selling Indian products outside of India.
Yes, an Indian-made artisanal product. Incidentally, we had lost, and to a very huge extent, our market share in the international market, especially the Indian artisanal made products, is very, very less across globe. I mean, I'm not just talking about the e-commerce thing. As such, even in retail, you will see. A recent data, I think 2025 only, it just came when Trump initiated this tariff. It was like just 2% of Indian diaspora, which is just 2% of it buys Indian products. Indian diaspora buying Indian specific products. That is only 2% of the
total population of Indian population there.
No, 2% of the total gamut of expense that they are doing. Only 2% they are putting in
buying Indian products.
Yeah. So
that too handicrafts.
Very less. Yeah. I mean, that's very, very less. So I think, of course, we lost two products that were much better made by, Chinese did it pretty well. Now, Bangladesh is also coming up. There are countries that have really worked hard. I don't say we had a stature in handicrafts and we gradually lost it. There is a reason, right? Now, when we took this task of reviving, of course, it's not something that probably, I think, even if my whole life will go and we do exceptionally well, it is, it is a work of generations. So,
of course.
Yeah. So I think our idea is to just give it as much push as possible as Tide Ribbons can give, and this element should continue. So how we do, we are not primarily into getting it made by artisans. So we work on a very strict contract basis, wherein the raw material is procured by us, because in international market quality matters.
Yeah.
I mean, do chalta hai attitude, it works in India, it doesn't work outside. It's a clear no, I am telling you. So I think that is where we started, this problem we got because once we started US, we understood that small, tidbits which we left, it's handicraft. I mean, that is how we have been trained to think, okay, handicraft hai, thoda bahut idhar udhar chal jayega. Yeah. I saw that was the, biggest roadblocker.
आप कुछ भी ऐसे नहीं बेच सकते. It has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect. I mean, and they are, they are paying it for a good. I mean,
exactly.
they want a good product.
Yes.
They are paying you for an absolute product.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you just do all this? So I think this was one benefit that entirely changed our perspective of handicraft. We felt it's not. I mean, it can't be wrong simply because it has been made by hands. Right.
True.
So the whole system changed after that, I would say. So we would procure the raw material ourselves, and they would work on this. All the dyes, all the color themes, everything would be done by the designers of our teams, design teams, and there are product creative teams and all those teams. They would do, the prototype would be created, and once the product was final, then we would give it to the artisans to make it.
Do you test those prototypes before?
Yes, of course.
And do you test it on the people outside of India?
So it depends. First check would surely be in whichever market we want to launch it.
Okay.
That would surely be there. And it is like 50 to 100 pieces. They would go to our old customers. They can test it. They can give a review. Is it worthwhile? It is not worth. And I think this again helps you a lot.
Yes.
Because sometimes you are very biased. If you put in a lot of hard work in any product, so you get emotionally attached.
वो होता है ना, basically मेरा बच्चा तो अच्छा ही है.
Yeah. It should do. But then, some people are generous enough to tell you it's crap, and then you have to accept it. Okay, let's work on something else. So I think it's just you keep on learning, every day. Every day you see yourself fail. Sometimes you see your teams fail, and then again you get up. Okay, let's.
Yeah, because I was talking to one of my friends and I said, things which I used to see outside of India, probably whether it is US or UK or even Singapore, if the size of Bhatura selling at Haldiram is X, it will always remain X. It's not like in India it changes now and then.
It will not change. That's for sure.
So I think it's really very evident that, when you're selling outside of India, you really have to be very wary of the fact what audience exactly need.
Yeah.
And you have to make changes accordingly.
Exactly. I mean, they want what they pay for, and they are very, very particular about it. And I think the same trend is coming in India as well.
Priya, you talked about certain strategic decisions that you made. I mean, of course, considering that you're reaching out to the folks outside of India, USA, UK hai. Even if the slightest of, checking what kind of raw material you need to procure, whether it is okay or not, there are a lot of strategic thinking that goes underway. How would you, talk about the challenges, the most of those challenges that you actually faced over a period of time, and then you constantly have to evolve around it, and then you finally made a product which is like, wow, super profitable product.
Okay. So I tell you, if you talk primarily, majorly about international markets, and there are so many things, because I myself, I'm not from a business family, and when you don't come from business family, your risk appetite is not of greatest level. You always try to play it safe.
Correct.
Yeah, and that comes by default.
Agreed.
So when we started, I tell you, first 2 shipments that we made, that we sent to US, both of them had some issues, some paperwork that was not correct, and they came back. Once a shipment comes back from international country, it, in India again they put it, import charges are levied. So your product is going to one port in US. The paperwork is incomplete. It comes back. The Indian government puts import duty on it.
Because it's an imported, yes.
Yeah, okay, it's an import, and then that was one thing that when we were selling India, we weren't that particular about paperwork because it is only the GST and other things. In import and export, logistics play a very critical role. So once our 1 or 2 shipments got stuck, it was then that I understood that was missing part. Like we were not ready for that. So I think that brought me to learning about, how the logistics work, what are the paper documents. The CAs were also put in place that time. So it's not just, product that needs improvement. At every stage, there are going to be, hiccups, there are going to be problems and then you learn through them. So, I mean,
international business in itself is a cycle.
Yeah, it's a
and
cycle.
And every chain, you really have to be very oiled and glued.
You have to be the new you. You have to learn. And e-commerce as such is still very nascent in India. E-commerce export is even newer. You see, so abhi agar aap system dekhenge hamara, it is more for B2B exports.
Yeah.
Abhi a lot of EPCH, a lot of government organizations have come up that are primarily working for the e-commerce exporters. But abhi bhi agar aap rules dekhoge na, to wo B2B driven hai. That's a clean thing. So, I mean, you don't get appropriate resources who understand the e-commerce
I agree.
export. और क्योंकि अभी policies भी इतना driven नहीं है, तो I mean that comes. So I mean I think there are so many challenges. Then there are product challenges that the product has to be exactly, which was not what we read it to be. Initially we thought it is handmade, it should be fine, like that the product thing is there. Then the logistics thing is there. Then when the money from international countries come to your country,
तो एक अलग लफड़ा है.
एक अलग challenge है.
I know.
Because B2B is straight. मतलब मैंने किसी को 100 रुपए का माल बेचा, उसने मुझे 100 रुपए दे दिए. That's a B2B transaction.
Exactly.
India is, we have policies around this, but we don't have policies around कि मैंने किसी को 100 का माल भेजा, 30 का बिका ही नहीं, वो साइड में चला गया. 20% of that amount I have spent on ads, वो माइनस हो उसमें से. उसके बाद जो बचा है उसका मुझे 10-10, 20-20 डॉलर करके पैसा आ रहा है. Right, that's how it happens in e-commerce export. So you have to settle कि भाई 100 गया था आपका, आप कैसे, and that has to happen in particular time, that is 3 months according to RBI. So I mean, lot of work even at a government level is happening. Yeah. So we usually have a lot of meetings. So I don't say, I mean, business doesn't work in isolation.
Yeah.
So if you go to China, there is this EU market which is like pretty famous for exports. I mean, look at the infrastructure. You just get down from the airport, clean, super clean roads, super clean taxis. I mean, they treat you like, okay, you are a guest. You are, very, very welcomed here. They'll drop you to your hotels and all. I mean, it's very, very streamlined. आप इंडिया में अगर देखोगे तो एक ये सदर बाजार है दिल्ली में. There are no women washrooms there.
Yeah.
I mean, business doesn't happen like that. And I don't say government is also doing. I mean, I am, now that we have meetings with, I think every month there is a meeting that is happening at Government of India level, the Revenue Department level. And I see so much is being done. But I mean, we still have a long way to go. So that ecosystem in India has to come up. तो कोई अगर, I mean, basic, कोई women आ रही है, कोई man आ रहा है, he should know where he has to land up, how he has to place the order. I mean, if there is through agents, the agents have to be, very, very proactive. So all that ecosystem India has to build up.
वो अभी है ही भी नहीं.
वो है नहीं अभी.
When you said Sadar Bazaar, I can realize, the moment you enter Sadar Bazaar, you lost yourself.
You feel, आप कुछ भी करो, you feel you have been cheated. I mean,
exactly.
That feeling exists. I mean, no shopkeeper will tell you exactly what is there. I mean,
हर शॉपकीपर का तो माल वैसे ही अच्छा होता है.
और हमें मुश्किल लग रहा है, तो सोचो जो बाहर से कोई आ रहा है उसके लिए तो बिल्कुल ही he just can't
But
understand
again,
things.
a lot of shopkeepers keep वो चाइना वाला माल ना, तो चाइना तो आएगा नहीं खरीदने हमसे.
चाइना नहीं
लेकिन I think the point that you made about artisans and the product that you're sending out, it's more of very authentic Indian consumer brands, right? Yeah, products. और I know a couple of folks who are trying to do this. So you're very right कि वो जो 2% वाला mark है, that stays for them as well, because that's exactly what their problem is. A lot of Indian diaspora there, they only purchase a certain amount of their expenses out on these things. Whereas the impact that you're creating socially would be more of a cherry on a cake if these guys actually buy more from you guys.
Yeah. So I tell you, I mean, this is again a change of thought that has come up like since a couple of years. Earlier, we used to think Indian artisans' products are only for India, right? But actually they should be for the world, right?
Agreed.
I mean, I don't see a traditional Rajasthani lady. Why should a Frenchman not buy it if it has got its aesthetics, right? They are buying African women portraits and all. They are buying
All the
US
third world country तो
presidents.
चल रही है ना.
Yeah, they are buying because मतलब आपको लग रहा है कि वो राजस्थानी है, but for them it's a piece of art, right? अगर आप देखो Spanish there is like
कॉलोनीज की पोर्ट्रेट्स होते हैं.
कितना इंडिया
I've
में
seen
कितना
lot.
चलता है.
हाँ.
So that distinction, I think it's for us to get over this first. That this is a piece of art. It has to have a universal appeal. And we are actually working on it. And a lot of our products, I tell you, Ganesha sculptures of Tide Ribbons are, I mean, I think if I look at it, it should be 60-40. 60 is being bought by Indians and 40 is
Across.
non-Indians. No, non-Indian
Achha,
in
non-Indians.
US. Yeah. So they love the distorted nose. They think it's a piece of art.
They look it like an art.
Yeah.
Whereas we look it as a god.
Yeah, we look at it as a god. So I think that's what we need to understand, that we have and we can actually create Indian traditional products for everybody on this earth. I think that should be the objective and not just for Indian customers.
So अगला सवाल आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव के ऊपर and specifically talk about the fact कि you've been looking at the research that your team is doing by far almost every single day, which I believe एक certain persona पे आप काम करते हो, right? कि ये ऐसे चल रहा है. So जो entrepreneurship है, it is basically turning ideas into reality. आप एक सर्टन विजन पे भी काम करते रहते हो. जो माइंड शिफ्ट चेंज होता रहता है, द हैबिट्स व्हिच आर चेंजिंग, यू कैप्चरिंग ऑलमोस्ट एवरी एसेंस ऑफ योर कंज्यूमर देन एंड देयर इटसेल्फ, सो दैट यू नो एग्जैक्टली व्हेन इट गोज आउट,
yes, you
people are
understand.
buying it.
Yeah.
So how do you scale those multiple process driven businesses when bringing your vision to life? वो challenges जो आप face करके जो आपने बताया, how do you you're coming out of it?
So we are primarily into a long tail selection. That's the cons of being in home decor, if I look at it. So there is definitely a valid point when you say that you have built up a product, okay, and that product is not for lifetime, right? If there is a piece of art, you would like to keep it in your house, and then probably next year when you buy something, or after 5 years if you want to buy something, you would definitely not want to buy the same product, right? This gives a limit to your product life, right?
Agreed.
I mean, what you call as repeat purchase could be a challenge, right? That's one. But incidentally, this repeat purchase is only for that particular product. तो जो बाकी आप उस प्रोडक्ट के इंटेलिजेंस से जो बाकी कैटेगरी डेवलप कर रहे हो, जो बाकी रेंज डेवलप कर रहे हो, that should do what this product is not able to do simply because you are a long tail
And I can visualize something like कि आप होम डेकोर सेक्शन में हो, आपने पहला बेडशीट बेचा, but just bedsheet alone in that room of a American family would not just do. Even if he believes कि अरे एक मेरे पास अच्छी सी राजस्थानी है. If you add aesthetics around it,
exactly,
that's what you're trying to say कि आप that's how you study the product and how you arbitrate it with other.
I mean, how much traction it can bring to somebody who has this taste, who has bought your product. तो वहाँ पे वो टेस्ट एलिमेंट का ज्यादा रोल रहता है.
So वो आप स्टडी कैसे करते हो फिर? How do you come to know कि अच्छा ये एलिमेंट में चेंजेस आ रहा है?
So there are multiple data points. One is, of course, Amazon gives us this data. Second is our own research team. I mean, fortunately for us, so I'll tell you brief our company structure. So it is divided in two parts. One is the domestic team, one is the international team. My husband heads the domestic. I head the international business. We are like 100% bootstrapped, and we do around $20 million annual revenue. I think it's pretty easy and no rocket science. If you really understand, like, these are the basic values of how the business should be run, everything else will fall in place.
How do you study कि यार is it like कि आपने एक प्रोडक्ट डाला और उसका थोड़ा सा मार्केट अगले बार रिपीटेबिलिटी नहीं है, जैसे आपने कहा कि इसकी नहीं है, तो इसके अलावा मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ कि इसकी रिपीटेबिलिटी बढ़ जाए?
ये कैसे हम डिसाइड करते हैं? एक तो देयर आर नेविगेशन ट्रेंड्स कि एक आदमी यहाँ पे गया, फिर उसने ये देखा, फिर उसने ये परचेज किया, राइट? और परचेज करने के बाद उसने एक दो चीजें और देखी. So we go at the back end, we go through that complete
on the
cycle.
website.
Yeah, on the website and through other channels also. This information can be gathered.
Okay.
So what has been his trend of research? What has he liked? What he is not liked? What even in across US, if I talk about, there are multiple pin codes. So something New York के जैसे कई बार हमें नहीं पता होता weather change है, something particularly if you look into your data, something in New York.
So
pin
any
code,
X factor changes.
yeah, not X factor changes, I may not say, but there is a particular trend. Like if you just understand this, that एक particular locality में आप देखेंगे कि usually same financial status के लोग रहते हैं normally, right? If it is a middle class, if it is lower, it is a rich class, whatever it is. So let us assume it's a middle class, right? And then there is an environment all around you. So you will see now if New York's pin code is 11001, you will see there is a particular trend of how people are buying there, right? Which might not be same to something else, like there is one 1101 Florex करके एक जगह है. So that gives you an idea like why something is working there. तो ये लोग अगर ये खरीद रहे हैं तो ये खरीदेंगे. I mean all those data, if you just I think just like life now, business is very simple. You just have to be a keen observer why somebody is buying this, why this thing is not working. एक चीज को मैंने 2 लोगों को दिखाया, एक एरिया में रहता है, इस एरिया में रहता है, इसने वो एक्स चीज उठाई, इसके पड़ोसी ने भी वही एक्स चीज उठाई, राइट? इधर का nobody is giving it any attention. So you understand कि particularly इस एरिया में this thing seems to work. And I tell you, we are still a small seller. Amazon does it at a very detailed level. I mean, they penetrate it to buy lanes. Okay, this is the behavior of this buy lane. They can give you all those data. So I think that's data driven.
नहीं, वो तो I agree. वो तो even I think जो observation वाली बात है वो तो predominantly it should be there. It's a paramount thing at this point of time, because if you know exactly the moment you enter the store, what is the first thing that catches their attention?
Yeah.
And you're right. तो एक सवाल उस पे ये था कि आपने बोला कि एक certain zip code में ना एक certain pattern आता है.
Yeah.
तो वो pattern आप study करते हो on your products या वो आप overall pattern को study करते हो?
दोनों, both ways. I mean,
दोनों.
It is for our market also, and it is like what is the general trend. And I tell you, it's not just that I only observe in home decor. There is a guy in our team who even wants to know कि ये लोग अगर rent पे ले रहे हैं तो what is their rent, like उस area में on an average rent कितना है. That is the level of research that happens.
Deepness they're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, that is why I mean our product rate failure is like among the lowest on Amazon US. It's among the lowest.
आपने कहा जब आपने शुरू किया था तब e-commerce आया था, 2014-15 की बात है, right? तो you work with a lot of young entrepreneurs along with Amazon seller program. थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
So I did this for quite some time, wherein like 3.5 years back I stopped. But before that, I met so many people who want to do something on Amazon. And they came up with, like, some of them actually had wonderful business ideas, I must say, wonderful products they wanted to sell. And my job was more to make them understand, like, how, not the technical part of it, कि आपको क्या करना है, कैसे Amazon पे list करना है, but probably because I had of late a very strong exposure in Chinese products, because I visit China also a lot. I visit Taiwan a lot. I visit Vietnam a lot. I mean, all the manufacturing countries I visit a lot. So they just wanted me to understand and have a look at it. That does this product any which ways make sense or not? And can you just inspire these people to go ahead and do it? क्योंकि आप अपनी उसमें भी देखेंगे कि हम कितने लोगों से मिलते हैं who will tell you, यार, I want to do something, I want to do something. आप उनसे 2 साल बाद मिलेंगे, 4 साल में मिलेंगे. It would always be their desire. So just to and when people see you that okay, you have done something on that platform, they any which ways want to come to you and tell you okay, आपने कर लिया तो हम भी करेंगे. So it was like I would say it was very an eye opener for me also, because I realized of late India में all age groups, they are ready to take this risk, and they literally talk like people on in Silicon Valley कि यार हम 4 साल अपने इसको देना चाहते हैं. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, we'll go to jobs. I think this liberty of giving yourself time did not exist when we were young. हमें था graduation, post graduation, whatever you did. Getting a job was
seriously. हमें तो जो बोला गया हम वो करते चले गए. I think when I see you started after your marriage.
Yeah.
And now you're pretty much a global brand. And I completely agree क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान शायद वो ना शुरू से follow करते हुए इस regime में ही रहा.
We have been very very
They've not
insecure.
broken the ice.
Yeah. I mean हम लोग को लगता है कि stability कहाँ है. And once we get that stability हमें लगता है यार okay let's stick there because everything else might not be as good as what I already have.
So I'm talking to Priya Tyagi और प्रिया वो हस्ती हैं जिनके पास कोई बिजनेस का बैकग्राउंड नहीं था.
नहीं बैकग्राउंड.
जिनका रिस्क एपिटाइट भी बहुत अच्छा नहीं था.
राइट.
एंड उसके बाद भी शी बिकेम अ $1 million कंपनी working out of a small place in Noida to supplying it to the across the world. What is that one advice would you give to these young entrepreneurs who really wanted to have that kick in their mind कि मुझे कुछ शुरू करना है but वो आगे नहीं बढ़ रहे?
Okay, so like I said 3 years back I used to be very very positive. But अगर मैं आपको ईमानदारी से बात करूं, business come with its own risk, right? So if you have that objective that I want to earn a lot of money, I don't want to listen to anybody. I mean that's one of the things. और मतलब अपना मन का करना चाहते हो whatever, वो सब झूठ है, ऐसा नहीं होता है, right? In business you just don't listen to your clients, the customers. You listen to your team members also. I mean you have to learn to listen. तो अगर आप उस चीज से भाग रहे हैं कि मुझे बॉस की नहीं सुननी है, all those things, it's not going to end there. In fact, you would be doing listening, making people understand a lot more than you would have even thought of. That's one. Secondly, it comes to money. Money ka I think for some, like somebody like me, I myself have never had any desire of I want to be this or whatever. But I know a lot of people in my circle who wants to have a lot of money and they have done remarkably well in their work and they any which ways have a lot of money. So I don't say that what is enough is a very tricky thing. So if you'll keep on following, okay, I mean 10 CR is my thing. Once I get this, I think it should be enough. 20, 50, 100,000, 10,000.
There's no limit to it.
There is no limit. So you will keep on running. So when अब अगर मुझसे कोई 20 साल का बच्चा आके बोलता है कि I want to have a lot of money. I mean, I really don't understand that does he have a clarity of what is enough money?
I agree. True.
So, और incidentally उसी जब हमने start किया था, I thought when once I reach a 10 crore mark, शायद मैं नहीं संभाल पाऊंगी क्योंकि मुझे लगता था कि यार मेरी कैपेसिटी 10 करोड़ का बिजनेस संभालने की है. Then it went to 20, 50, 100. I mean,
फिर वो पता चल जाता है हमें.
मतलब वो आगे बढ़ता चला जाता है. But fortunately for me, I've never bothered about money. I mean, it doesn't matter much to me. But I say it might matter to you, it might not matter to you. But you have to define what is enough for you.
So आप कह रहे हैं एक determination जरूरी है, दूसरी clarity जरूरी है.
Clarity in everything, not just money. I mean, आपको क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. Are you ready? Like someday all this might go. Are you still okay with it?
Yeah.
I mean, all those things, and we need to be acceptable. कि भाई ये सब हो सकता है. अगर मैं सिर्फ 2 मिशन से घुस जाऊं कि यार मुझे बहुत सारा पैसा कमाना है, मुझे किसी की नहीं सुननी है, इसलिए I want to do business. I think that's a wrong approach to get anything started. And I think the most important should be that you have to try to solve a problem. It should be a genuine problem and a genuine solution that should come out of it.
True. Otherwise ideas तो बहुत आते हैं और इतना आसान नहीं होता चलना और उसको करना. So thank you so much, Priya, for making time out and talking about Tide Ribbons by large. We got to know a lot many things. I mean, specifically talking about the persona that Priya and her team looks into while making those positive change around the entire ecosystem that she's creating. And she also mentioned that, she goes out to talk about this with the local authorities as well. It is not an easy game for an entrepreneur to ensure that social impact is being created. So thank you so much for building Tide Ribbons with, a very thoughtful vision. And I'm sure audience would love it. So if you do, then don't forget to like and subscribe and follow the Collaborative Canvas podcast, because we bring you such stories that can shape your own desire and can inspire you big time. Thank you again, Priya, and we look forward to this show when it goes air.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.